I'm sticking to the union till the day I die.
No, we all didn't set out to go on strike. We were hoping that they would renew the contract and give her the things that we were asking for. So since they kept saying no, then that's when we felt like we needed to do something about it, and that the best thing that we could do was to go on strike. At the beginning of August, we were negotiating to renew the contract because our contract went out on the 31st of August. And the company just pretty much everything that we tried to negotiate and ask for, they just rejected it all. So no matter what we asked for, they were just like, no.
Well, basically we're out here striking because the hotel is trying to strip us of all our benefits. They're trying to take the health care away. They're trying to add more rooms to the ladies. And that's when you're part-time and you go on, and if you're not working full-time in the winter months, you lose your health care, and we don't think that's fair.
Well, I'm a senior guy, so I'm like number 4 in the houseman. So a person up under me like that might only get health care maybe 7 months out of a year, you know, because it gets a slow period. So then once they health care dried up, because you got to work one day in each month in order to get health care. So if you don't have no health care for 5 months, sometimes 6 months, because when you come back, you have to work a certain amount of hours to accumulate to catch up to get health care.
So if they have pre-existing issues going on like high blood pressure, diabetes, where are they going to get the care at? The hotel cuts their health care with them 5 months they don't work. So it's the necessity for them to have health care.
So when you say ladies, I assume you mean the people that are taking care of the room cleaning?
My co-workers that do rooms, us room attendants.
You can't even go get a medical card. This is how bad it is, because first thing they pull up is you're a full-time employee when you go apply for these things. And you're not, because you're at home suffering for 5 or 6 months. And it's sad that, you know, these places, big companies like this, Hilton, a Fortune 500 company, right? They always bragging about how much money they bring in, and they claim for love for the employees. It's not there. And now we out here, so if they had so much love for us, why we outside?
That's the problem. We don't qualify for nothing. If we're laid off, or if we go on LOA, leave of absence, for any kind of medical condition, or we hurt ourselves, or our family is hurt or something, we go on leave, we can't get nothing. We're just in a dead zone.
Timeline that the contract expired August 31st, and they had numerous enough time to try to get with us. We didn't negotiate it for like almost a month and a half with these people. It still wasn't no go. It was basically they just don't want to talk or want to give. And now, you know, we had to do a strike vote August 15th just to prove that we was serious. And now they see we serious, and they still come out with these stories of they trying to negotiate, and no, they can't be, because I'm on a negotiating team.
Well, first of all, people have to understand it takes two sides to negotiate. Okay, we're willing to sit down at the table anytime. It's them. It's the corporation that does not want to sit down. The ball is in their court. They're the ones that pulled out. They're the ones that they have our proposals. I'm on the negotiating team. They have our proposals. All they have to do is come to the table.
Man, I mean, you know what, be honest, nobody wanted to go on strike, like really, like, because we love our job. We ain't gonna sit here and say like it's bad, but at the same time, it was like our hands was forced, because they don't want to pay us, they don't want to give us health care, so that obviously means that you don't care. Then you bring in temps. If you say you're trying to negotiate, why y'all sneaking the temps in the back door? Because that ain't negotiating. That means that we trying to continue the business at any cost without paying. And now, you know, it's time to pay up. All we ask them to do is pay up. Show us the love. That's all we want. We want that Hilton love. You know, our GM right outside right now moving luggage, but he loves us.
I'm a bellman.
So you're one of the first people that actually sees the guests when they arrive.
Yes, that's correct. Well, we used to be a staff of 32. Now they broke us down to a staff of 11, but we're basically doing the same old work with no compensation. There was no raises. And, you know, you put 11 guys doing the same work that 32 used to do, but they don't give us no compensation. So, you know, we feel that that's wrong. You know, we should be getting paid a little bit more. We haven't even hit minimum wage yet, the bell staff here. We're below a lot of bellmen all over the country, but we're still doing the same old workload we did when we had 30 bellmen, but it's now only 11 of us, and that's really unfair.
How are they allowed to pay less than minimum wage? Is it because maybe there's tips?
Well, that's a tip position. That's a tip position. But even with our tip position, we're still lacking behind all other hotels that have came up. You know, but we're still doing basically the same old workload, like I'm telling you, with less guys. So they eliminated the staff, kept the money. They could at least, you know, gave it to the guys that was working still. So, yeah.
I work in the facilities department. We're in charge of setting up for all the stages, the dance floor for weddings, conventions, meetings, and things of that nature. We host a lot of famous and big conventions, and it's just no respect for our department for what we do. And we bring a lot to the table for the tourism industry in Chicago. All over the city, all the facilities departments, all the hotels. They do a lot of hard work, them stages and stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot.
They want to give us more rooms, more work. So we already do a lot of work already. So we just really feel like that's unfair.
That is correct. The number of rooms they have to clean normally is 13, but now they want to raise it to 20. And that's just not right. And then in the off season, they lay off the girls on the bottom. So only the top girls are really working, and they're throwing more work on them.
I mean, Chicago's a beautiful city, but you know, we as workers, we wouldn't make it run. And without us, I don't know what you're gonna do when you come here, you know.
I feel bad for the guests inside because, you know, they have managers doing our job, people from temp agencies doing our job. That's not right, that's not cool, you know? How are you gonna come in and do a room? You have no training.
That people that are normally sitting behind the desk, they have to come from behind that desk and do the work that we do, cleaning up rooms, pulling the garbage, doing bellman work. So they kind of get in the feel of what it feels like to do our jobs, to know that our jobs are not as easy as they think.
The strike is beautiful. No vendors will cross the picket line. The hotels have to go out and buy their own toilet tissue. They're leaving notes in the guest rooms saying that no occupied rooms will be cleaned because we don't have enough staff. So I think we're doing just great.
Oh, the guests are upset. Some of them are leaving because their rooms are not getting cleaned. They're not getting the service that's needed or that they're asking for. So a lot of them are getting upset. They're complaining. They're leaving. They're telling other people don't come here because they're protesting in front of their, you know, some of them are letting them know they're not treating their people right, because some of the guests are asking us, why are you striking? What's going on? And we're telling them, and it's like, oh, that's not right. And so it's like, you know what? We're going to cancel our reservation. So even the guests are supporting us. Some of them are even coming in and picking lines and grabbing the sign and picking in with us. So that really feels good to know that the guests are going there understanding what's going on and coming out supporting us.
Welcome to Crazy Town. This is what they got to expect. If you go in there, you got to expect poor service, poor everything, because the people who make this hotel is standing on the outside. So if you really want a good service hotel, make us come back in by signing that contract. That's what we asking them. We asking all the guests to come out, stand up for us. You know this wrong. Everybody know this wrong. You paying this good money for great service and you're not getting it. Force these hotels to bring the workers back in.
So we're hearing a lot of honking behind us right now. What sort of support have you guys gotten from not only the people passing, but like other unions, other people stopping by?
It's other unions, it's other companies with unions. Just they know that's what's going on, and they just letting us know that we have their support.
We got truck drivers blowing horns. I mean, it's just crazy right now that the whole city support us because they know what the Hiltons and Marriotts and Sages and all these major Fortune 500 companies doing to us. And it's sad that they sit back in their offices and they got these people making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and they don't think them the people you should be trying to get rid of.
August 15th, the labor leaders said, we support you. We got calls and messages from all over. And let me tell you that when we said we are going on strike, they said, we got you. And they have honored our picket lines. The members of the building trades, members of so many unions, all over the city have honored our.
Let me tell you something. 100 years ago, this city was up for grabs. 6 years ago, Chicago teachers walked these streets. A year ago, the auto mechanics struck for weeks.
Yes.
This summer, window washers struck for weeks.
Yep.
There's nothing that you could do that's more important for your family, than standing up to the people in that building and in that building over there, and then those buildings down the street. There's nothing you can do more than going on strike to take care of your kids and make sure that you can provide them with the benefits they need. I have people asking me every single day, Bob, when are the workers going to stop picketing? When are they going to go back in the hotel? And I told them every single day, every single person asked me, go ask the hotel. See, sisters and brothers, Chicago's the hometown of the American labor movement. That's true, I say it a lot. But we're the hometown of the American labor movement, not because of what we did 100 years ago, not what we did 6 years ago. It's what you guys are doing here today. And it's also because, as Karen said, we have people walking up that also have work in those hotels, and they see you there with your picket signs, and they join in, and they walk with you. They take their tools, they tell their employer, I'm not crossing that picket line.
Well, I like the concept of having a voice. You know, it's very important to have a voice. If you feel like you're being mistreated, you should say something about it. You know, so nobody have to be mistreated, you know, and have to be somewhere where you don't want to be, but you have to be because you have to pay your bills and live. Well, I love unions. I think they could really help America. I think they could help us by just keeping people working. You know, that's the main thing. Everybody want to work, you know, but you want to be treated fairly while you working.
Just keep on supporting us because we're out here working hard and we deserve everything that we're asking for.